Hey, hey, good stuff, family. We're coming to you tonight from Pleasant Hills United Methodist. And what city is it again? Mindy?
Middleburg Heights,
Middleburg
Ohio.
Heights. And we took a road trip here, my friend
We
Mindy
did.
Lee Lou. And we're here because one of the people who they're most proud of here is Sam Hasselbusch. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Dawn.
I got to tell you, I'm even a little nervous because I'm super excited to have finally met you because I feel like I know you. Mindy actually was the one who found out your story from your mama through Rhizo Kids because you guys are big fans of the Rhizo Kids.
Yes.
And help fundraise. And so tell the people who are watching, your story starts when you were born. You had a condition.
Yes. I had a condition called retinal dysplasia, which is an eye condition. It basically is where the retinas are balled up in the backs of the eyes. Which then leads to basically either no vision or limited vision, depending on how balled up the retinas are, basically.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, I was born with no vision, and then my parents were basically told that I probably would never have any vision because they're basically like, unless the retina or both retinas, one or both retinas, stretch out in the back of the eye, then you won't have any vision. However, in my case, I did actually gain vision because in my left eye, my retina did stretch out in the back of the eye. So I had partial vision in my left eye for about 8 years.
And then since 8, you have had no vision.
Yeah, my retina detached in my left eye. So
I'm going to sit next to you here real
Yes.
quick. And so you're instead of saying, "Oh, why me?" Tell me what you ended up doing. You end up writing these songs of faith that inspire others.
Yes. I mean, I have my moments of why me, like anybody else. But in general, yeah. I mean, because really, it was my blindness ultimately that led uh, to my faith in God. And actually, the church we're at is a huge part of that. I was heavily involved with youth group and stuff, and that's where I came to God through that. So the songwriting started in 2008, and I've been writing music ever since. And I mean, basically, just in general, I mean, I've had very supportive family, supportive friends, had a lot of support growing up through the school system that I was at in Parma, and so I was never told that I couldn't do anything, or never really discouraged from trying anything that I wanted to try. So it's kind of like the sky's the limit, and there's difficulties, and there's things that are hard to do, and there's things that take longer. But pretty much anything that you want to do, I always kind of say, well, there's a will, there's a way. And I mean, in the case of being blind for me, ultimately, it's really been basically that things are just done differently, um, than other people.
So. I hear you. And so one of the songs that you're going to play for us right now, appropriately enough, "Living by Faith, Not by Sight." Yes. What? Tell me about the inspiration when you're writing that. It comes from a place, obviously, a personal place.
Yes. I mean, it's based off of a scripture that says we walk by faith and not by sight. But for me, really, it's a daily object lesson because I go through my entire life not being able to see what lies ahead, or not being able to see, you know, where I'm at or what's around me. So really, I always say walking by faith and not by sight is basically a daily object lesson for me. And so I think that I have a different perspective. I don't really want to say a better perspective than somebody who's sighted, because I don't think that that's necessarily true, but a different perspective.
I get that. I get that. And you're not even able to judge people when you meet them. No. By appearance.
By appearance, correct.
And I wish that the rest of the world could do the same.
Yeah.
So that you see them for who they are.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add before we play this first song? Because we'll talk more after as well. But anything else you want people to know?
I mean, not that I can think of too much, but I have to just go ahead and play the song.
Excellent. I love it. Again, this is "Live by Faith, Not by Sight."
It's actually called "Walk by Faith and Not by Sight."
Walk by. I was just quizzing you to see if you knew.
If I knew the name of my own song. Yeah. Name that tune?
Yeah, you passed.
All right.
through the deepest valley, through the darkest night. I will walk by faith and not by sight. I know that you are with me and you will be my guide. So I will walk by faith and not by sight. Lord, I will trust in you, for you are everything I need. You're the God of all provision, and in you I will delight, holding fast to your word of life, not what my eyes can see. I will walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, I will walk by faith and not by sight. When the path is darkened and I can see no light, still I will walk by faith and not by sight. I fix my eyes upon you, for you will win the fight. I will walk by faith and not by sight. Lord, I will trust in you, for you are everything I need. You're the God of all provision, and in you I will delight, holding fast to your word of life, not what my eyes can see. I will walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, I will walk by faith and not by sight. Lord, I will trust in you, for you are everything I need. You're the God of all provision, and in you I will delight, holding fast to your word of life, not what my eyes can see. I will walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, I will walk by faith and not by sight. I will walk by faith and not by sight. I will walk by faith and not by sight.
I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps because those lyrics speak to me. They really do. Can I sit by you if you scoot a little to your left there? Mindy, want to grab this real quick?
Absolutely.
So I wanted to tell a story that it's not lost on me that when we came here, it was pouring rain, cats and dogs. And so I just embraced the rain here. This is the rain here. And it's not, again, I don't think a coincidence because we had a friend, a lot of the followers of the Good Stuff family already know his name is Chappelle Letman. He passed away a little over a year ago. But when he lost his sight, his mom then died shortly after, within weeks of being declared legally blind. He was an artist.
Oh, wow.
Of all things, right? And then he ended up having a hip replacement that didn't heal well. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Always, always a man of faith, always. And when he got into my car, after we picked him up from the hip replacement surgery and the therapy he was in, he had his Stevie Wonder glasses on, and it was a cold, rainy, like sleety November day. And I got in the driver's seat, and I looked at him, and he was like this. He said, "I love the rain." And I said, "What is wrong with you?" Seriously, who is positive when he had every reason to be angry? And you know what he said, Sam? He said, "I love the rain because at my mom's funeral, it rained. On the day we buried my mom, it rained. And I feel," he said, "like each time it rains that she's reaching down and touching my face." And he just touched his face. And I thought, we can never think of rain the same way. I get people that text me all day long when it rains. "I love the rain." So you can relate to that, right?
Yes.
That feeling the rain on your face, and the same thing that he chose faith, and he saw people for who they were before he ever could physically see them.
Yes.
So do you tell the people who are watching this, and we're not in the business of giving out advice, but the truth be told, if you're going to live by example, this is a perfect case in point right here, leading by example. And what I wanted to say is, if you open your eyes when you wake up in the morning, get on with it already. And would you want to say a version of that? And again, I know you're not giving out advice or like judging people, but give us kind of a window into that gratitude.
I think for me, when I have the days that I struggle, because we all have those days, I really go back to the things that I've learned, at least I try to, recount the good things in my life and the things that I've learned as a result of being blind or having basically being blind. Like I have so many friends that I've met through events and different things that I probably would have never met otherwise. People who have touched my life, and then of course just my faith in God that has touched my life, which I said is largely a result of circumstances surrounding my blindness, people that I connected with, and different things as a result of that, basically.
And it occurs to me, we may not be even sitting here. We were so inspired by you. Your mama reached out for the Rhizo Kids page, and I know that you were like an adult. You already were setting up. Was it, your birthday's coming up, right?
No, it was Jan's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Her mom's birthday.
it was just her birthday. Yeah,
Mhm.
last week. Yeah.
And so here we have the Rhizo Kids family, Jake and Jordan.
Yes.
And then what we say is God weaves. Now watch him work. Do you believe that?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen many examples of that in my own life. So yeah, when I look back. So yeah, definitely.
And we stand on together we can, together we will. So now we've just grown this family by you and your mom and dad and all the people who already admire you. And I can't even tell you like how grateful I am that you took the time to meet us. And
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
did you want to play another song for us?
Yes, I can do that.
Perfect.
So this next song, we'll see how well I can, play
Okay,
the piano. I
I'm
can
gonna-
bomb that first one.
No, I don't think you did at all.
But,
See, we wouldn't know the difference because we don't
Yeah.
play piano.
But well, yeah. I mean, I can play and sing, but I typically will use karaoke tracks. But I was like, well, the opportunity came to play this piano. I love this piano. I will always play this piano.
Okay.
Um,
What's the name of this song?
This song is called Jesus Understands.
Okay.
It's actually probably and I've written a lot of songs. I actually have 3 CDs. Two of them basically are kind of self-produced, and then one I produced with a friend that has a recording studio out in the Medina, Lodi area.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular song was inspired basically by a couple of scriptures, basically that that Jesus came and lived as a human and stuff, so he knows the human experience. So for me, it's encouraging to know that he understands the things that we face and the things that we go through. So this was a song that I wrote, and probably one of the quickest songs I wrote. It probably took me about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to write it, because it really was just such a strong message for me personally.
Yes.
That I really just wanted to share, with other people. So
I love it. Jesus Understands. Again,
Yes.
if you're just joining us, Jan Hasselbusch.
If you're feeling helpless, if you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling like you're on your own, Jesus knows your troubles, your burdens, fears, and struggles. Remember that you're not alone. He was once as you and I. The Word made flesh, he gave his life. Jesus understands. He has been there too. He had left his only home and all that he had known to live among us. Jesus understands just what you're going through. He laid down his rights, laid down his life just to save us. He is always there to hold your hand. Jesus understands. He understands. The storms of life will find you. Doubts and fears may bind you. His perfect peace and rest in Christ. If you feel rejected, despised and unaccepted, it seems that there's just not a friend inside. Jesus knows just how you feel. Wants you to know His love is real. Jesus understands, for He did it all for you. Hanging there upon a tree to set you free from death and from your sinfulness. Jesus understands, and He will walk with you, your high priest and friend, until the end. He's with you in your weakness. Can't you see He's reaching out His hand? Jesus understands, for He has been there too. He had left His only home and all that He had known to live among us. Jesus understands just what you're going through. He laid down His rights, laid down His life just to save us. He is always there to hold your hand. Can't you see He's reaching out His hand? Jesus understands. He understands.
That speaks volumes. From a place, you came from a place where you know personally that He understands. That's why it means so much, that
Yes.
song. No telling how many people you will reach who needed to hear that. I hope that we can help you just bigger. And the prayer of Jabez is about expand my territory,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I pray that right now that this would just inspire so many people. What a gift. What an example. And Mama and Papa are so super proud. Let's make sure we give them a shout out. Jan, look at the tears
I
and the.
want Jan to talk with her.
Yeah.
She reminds me of my mom. She reminds me of my mom.
That's right.
Powerhouse, my mom.
The mama daughter
Yes.
connection, and Papa Gary over there too. When I met you guys, I said thank you for making Sam. Yeah, Mama, want to sit with her over here in the light real quick, because you're like each other's right hand girls, right? Like co-pilots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull this way, and so obviously you've heard that song before, and still tears in your eyes, Mama. Why is that?
It just really tells it how it is. And I think that's probably one of the most songs that I like the best that she's done.
Mm-hmm.
She's done a lot of good songs, but that one just makes me cry every time. It's beautiful.
And when you see, I mean, how her example, you've seen it, I'm sure, in people who have met her. As a mama, you can't ask for anything more. I can't imagine. So for you and for people who are watching, maybe parents, it's not easy being a parent. But what is your advice?
Well, I think what you really have to do is just let them be themselves. And God, that's a hard question to answer.
Well, I'm thinking
I've
it's
never stopped Sam or ever told her that she couldn't do something.
There you go.
And it doesn't matter if you're blind, doesn't matter what disability you have, you can always do something.
She did tell me not to ride the roller coasters at Cedar
Yes.
Point, and I still ride them anyway.
I still ride them anyway.
Because I
She's
can't
my
see how big they
inspiration,
are.
I tell you. I mean, when I look at her and when I have a bad day, it's like, things can always be worse in your life. You have to look at all the good things in your life.
Yes, and that's what we're hoping everyone watching, myself included. The prayer in the morning is get up, we put one foot in front of the other, right?
Yep.
And we do our very best with what we have.
Yes.
And that's how you're inspiring so many. And that is a gift, right? It's a gift to be able to. And so,
Yeah.
so grateful for you guys. Is there anything else that you'd like to add in the way that you support each other and your mama being there for you?
Really, like she said, I mean, basically, um, anything that I've ever really wanted to try, you know, she's always been supportive, and basically like, if you want to try that, I mean, she was the one, I think, that, if I recall correctly, actually wanted me to do marching band.
Mm-hmm.
So I did marching band at Valley Forge for all 4 years that I was there, and I went in playing alto saxophone. I came out part percussionist because they asked me to play the timpanis, which are the big kettle drums. Obviously, I didn't march those, but during the marching season, I did play those. But then I marched for parades, and I marched here and there for other things. But so she was one of the ones that I think really wanted me to try marching band. So
And what we say when we do our autism friends on the east side, they came up with different, not less.
yes, yeah, and I think one of the things for me is it's really about in some of the groups that I'm in, we call it demystifying disability. Like, it's really kind of about basically like, you're just doing life. You're just doing it differently. I don't really think of being blind as being, I mean, yes, I have my days, like I said, where it's hard, but I try to look at that as everybody does, regardless of what you might be dealing with, even if it's not a disability, or could be just the circumstances in your life that are challenging, or an illness or something else that's not necessarily a disability per se. But
I get it.
so
we all have challenges.
we all have challenges,
right?
yeah. So basically, it's really about trying to figure out how to get beyond those challenges. And I've heard it. I don't remember who I heard say it, but I've heard people say, like, they're opportunities, like, not obstacles. Like, it might look like an obstacle, but there's opportunities that come from that. And I mean, I've seen it so many times in my own life, just like I said, just with different circumstances and different people that I met as a result of, or that I probably wouldn't have met otherwise if I
We
hadn't
had
been
less
blind.
support
So,
too.
yeah.
Lots of support groups, which are very important.
And I know they're huge fans of you here at Pleasant Hills United Methodist.
Yeah.
Because you're walking in faith. And I mean, it's easy to say the words or get the t-shirt. We have the t-shirt, Faith Over Fear. It's a lot harder to live it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it is.
It is.
It is. So.
But you're nailing it. You're doing such a great job. So 1,000 thank yous. How can people find you if they want to learn more?
I do have a Facebook page. It's called Samantha Hasselbusch, Christian singer-songwriter. But I also do have a website.
Okay.
It's called hasselbuschmusic.com, which would then link you basically to everything else from there.
And that's HASSELBUSCH. There you go.
Music.com.
I love it. Do you want to play a little something just to take us out?
Oh, what should I
No
play?
pressure.
Oh, play. Oh, sure.
Gary, would you like to say anything? I know you're so proud. I know. I can see it. Tears in their eyes.
I can do one more song. It's pretty short.
Thanks again, Sam Hasselbusch. We love you. God bless you.
Thank you. Did you want me to close with one more?
Yep.
Or are we done? Okay.
Bring us on home.
All right. This one is actually called His Wounds. It's another, it's kind of more of like a Lenten Good Friday type piece,
Okay.
but it's a fairly short one. So.
Excellent.
In his wounds there is grace for me. It's a grace that has made me new. Through his wounds I have been set free, free to give him the glory that's due. in full, and by his wounds my blemished soul is healed. By his wounds, oh, by his wounds, oh, by his wounds. In his wounds there is love so deep, and it washes over my life. And his wounds have been caused by me, yet in his death he bids me rise. And by his wounds I am forgiven, and by his wounds my debt is paid in full, and by his wounds my blemished soul is healed. By his wounds, oh, by his wounds, oh, by his wounds I am forgiven, and by his wounds my debt is paid in full, and by his wounds my blemished soul